Welcome to Finding and Evaluating Resources, the Surface Web. In today's world, when people need information, their first stop is often the internet. It is a quick and easy way to find answers, but the amount of available information can be overwhelming. Sifting through the available information can be time-consuming, and the accuracy of the information may be questionable. As scholar Mila Su points out, in the seeming ease of use of the web, it is natural for users not to realize that there are different tools that are organized for various results. This quotation reminds us that not everything we need is going to be found with a search engine. However, since the search engine is the first stop for many researchers, it is important to know about the information available through this source. With that in mind, this tutorial will explain what is meant by the surface web, briefly cover search engine basics, describe the types of websites, and introduce a method of website evaluation. The first thing to explain is what is meant by the surface web. One should know that the internet is divided into two layers, the surface web and the deep web. The surface web, also referred to as the visible web, is the upper layer containing information accessible using search engines. The deep web, sometimes called the invisible web, is the underlayer consisting of information that is accessible on the web but not through common search engines. The invisible web contains the greater portion of the information available on the internet. It has been estimated to be 500 times larger than the visible web. One simile that has been drawn to explain this dual nature is that of an iceberg. It has two layers, one above water and one beneath, and the largest portion of it is below the surface. The surface of the iceberg is the part that can be seen by the observer. In the case of the internet, the crawlers used by search engines. A search engine is a tool for finding information across multiple websites using a single query. So how do they work, and why can't they access the deep web? Search engines use software programs referred to as crawlers, or sometimes called bots or spiders. These programs are designed to crawl through cyberspace and index websites. Once websites are indexed, they can be used to create a search results list. Most search engines default to a single entry box for keyword searches. The keyword search allows for a single word or a phrase which can be input in natural language, does not require Boolean logic that many databases do. Once the search terms are entered, the crawler finds pages with those terms and returns the results list. As was stated before, search engines are limited. They cannot retrieve information from the deep web. The reasons that the deep web cannot be discovered by search engines are first, that a lot of information is contained in searchable databases, and these databases have their own tools and search functions which crawlers cannot interact with. Secondly, many sites are password protected and the crawler does not know the password and could not enter it if it did. While the average user may not have known about crawlers or how they retrieve information or where they can get that information, it is almost certain that he or she has used a search engine. Search engines have become the default for information searching online. Names such as Google and Yahoo have become household names. Now that we have seen how websites are discovered, let's talk a little bit more about them. Websites are simply information pages on the World Wide Web. They are created using hypertext markup language, or HTML for short. This is a language your web browser speaks and can translate into what you see when you open a website. Each web page or site is made distinct by its Universal Resource Locator, or URL. The URL may also be termed the web address. It is what you type into your browser to get a page to load. For example, www.emporia.edu brings up Emporia State University's website. The final three letters of the URL indicate the domain of the address. Websites can be categorized based on their domains. Anyone can publish information on the internet, but a domain restricts where they can publish it. Some of the most common domains are .com for commercial enterprises, .org for organizations which are nonprofit, .gov for U.S. government agencies and departments, and .edu for educational institutions. So based on the domain in the URL, one can deduce certain things about who provided the information and why. Is the information there to sell something? Is it for the public good? The URL can tell you that. A .com website is most likely providing information about products or services. The purpose is to make a profit. A .edu is a website of a school. It can be a university or a secondary or a primary school. The information provided tells about the education and services available through the school. In the cases of colleges and universities, there may also be information compiled by students or professors for coursework. Ultimately, the information on these websites is for educating. A .gov website gives information about a government department. This information can include office location and hours, legal codes, or forms and publications for download. The ultimate purpose of this information is to serve citizens. With so many websites providing information, the question becomes how to decide if the information is usable for research purposes. Since anyone can create a website and the information may not be accurate, you must evaluate the site before using the information. First, decide what the purpose of the site is. Look at the URL. Why was the information provided? Profit, public service, education. Based on the purpose of the website, could the information be biased? A vendor wants to provide only the best information about their product, and that can create bias. Second, does the creator or the site itself have a reputation of any sort? Is it a known organization like Oxford University? Or did an anonymous person provide the information? If the organization or creator is unfamiliar, is there contact information? Lack of contact information indicates that no feedback is desired. No one can contact the person or organization to correct errors. Third, currency. Is a date provided on the website to indicate when it was last updated, and is that date recent? Many websites become abandoned. Many more have not been updated for several years. Some research topics require very current information. Once these factors have been evaluated, the researcher needs to decide if the information is usable and for what purpose it is usable. Some information may be used to answer a ready reference question, but may not be suitable for a research paper. Some information needs validating by a second source, but could be great for a working hypothesis. Now that we have looked at search engines, types of websites, and evaluation of information, let's put it to the test. Wikipedia is a surface web website and is often a top result when using a search engine. So let's take a look. The purpose of Wikipedia. Wikipedia is an online encyclopedia. Its primary goal is to provide information. It has a .org domain, so it is not for profit. This information is free to anyone. Reputation. This encyclopedia uses a wiki format, hence its name, and this wiki format means that anyone can post or edit an entry, and it is anonymous. This is what causes some controversy in academia. We do not know the credentials of the people providing the information. One good point for Wikipedia is that footnotes are provided for most of the entries. Currency. A last modified date is posted at the bottom of each Wikipedia entry. So based on these three factors, we could say that because of its reputation for being anonymous and unverified, Wikipedia is good for answering ready reference and basic knowledge questions. It's a good starting point. It could provide information on which to base a hypothesis. It can also provide good references for more information. However, ask an instructor before using it as a research reference. So we've come to the end. Now that you've completed this tutorial, you know the difference between the surface and the deep web. You know how search engines discover information and why they cannot access the deep web. And you know that information found on the surface web must be evaluated for use. Thanks for joining us today, and happy researching.